Everyone, and Merry Christmas. Today is the Christmas day, and it is also Monday, so this is my deck for the weekend. I'll be doing some very big Christmas lunch as a tradition for the Italian people, and I hope you too can have a great day of holiday, eating, being with your friends and family, and whoever you choose to spend your time with. I still like to, do my work. I really enjoy doing the deck of the weekend. And so here I am talking to you about Magic for 10-ish minutes so you can consume this little content before, doing whatever else you want to do in your holiday. There will also be a Christmas video later. Humans. It's just the Christmas thing is all going to be the thumbnail because it was recorded on a different day, but this morning I also streamed, did a Christmas stream, which will go on in the next days, as you usually know, where there's like 2 or 3 days delay between the stream and the YouTube. But anyway, here I am. This is my YouTube video only, so it is live, and yeah, read all the comments. So if you want to wish me Christmas, I'll definitely be there, liking your comment in the chat. What do we have today? We have Amulet Titan. Nothing new, right? But this is the best deck in Modern. Later this week, I'll be doing the Modern Power Rankings, and I can already preview that Amulet Titan will be the tier 1 best deck in the format. This list is the one from House of Mana MTG. His name is Jack Potter from Canada, and he's been dominating the Magic Online challenges, not only this weekend, but for very many months. This weekend, he went in 3 challenges, 1st, 2nd, and 9th, which is just incredible. And yeah, this deck is honestly doesn't have any Praetors at the moment. You can say that Rakdos Scam is favored against it, sure, but with Fury's Wars, you can say that Rhinos is good against it, but still kind of a slow deck. And sure, Tishana is good, but it's a 3-mana card. Sometimes this deck kills you on turn 3. There's a new card in Spelunking, but also a very much different sideboard, as you can see. There's Defense Grade, which is your tool against Blue-Red Murktide. Cursed Totem, which is your tool against the Yawgmoth, which tends to kill you with Agatha Soul Cauldron plus Fulminator Mage, but obviously if you go Cursed Totem first, they can't do that. And then a second Spelunking and some other cards. This is the best deck. You should definitely be careful about this deck all the time, and whenever you think that you have enough tools, Cyber Tools is not enough. I think we should really go back to like the 4 Force of Vigor and maybe some Wear Tears alongside the Magus of the Moon and so on and so forth. But yeah, Amulet Titan is the best deck in Modern. Not a fan of it, but it is what it is, and I'll keep on watching the Modern format evolving until we have our European regional championship at the end of January. So that's a competitive tournament, so definitely be ready for all these decks. Amulet and Yawgmoth, those 2 decks did fantastic this weekend. Also the Yawgmoth, I think 2 different challenges at 4 Yawgmoths in the top 8 or something, but I still believe that Amulet is the best, mostly because it is a I guess Amulet and Yawgmoth are both very hard to play, but I would say that Amulet is a little bit more hard to play, but very good deck, very strong choice. If you are capable of playing this deck, definitely play this deck and don't look to do anything else for the regional championship in Ghent. This is my suggestion. What I'll be doing, I don't know. I'll definitely try to see if the Scam deck can beat this deck, the Rakdos Scam. I mean, you call it Rakdos Scam, but it's truly just Rakdos mid-range. Sometimes you can go turn 1 Grief, but, outside of that, it is going to be a grindy deck with Fable, Dothy, and Orc. Dothy's good against this, but, like, not too good. It's just decent because you can, like, discard a Primeval Titan and cast the Dothy, but mostly what's good about the Scam matchup is that you also have access to Blood Moon and maybe Magus. There was one Scam deck that did well, which had main deck Magus, so I was definitely very ready for the Amulet deck in Modern. Let's go to the next format. This week I'm gonna skip on Pioneer. There's really not that much left for Pioneer competitive events. So, since I prefer the other formats, I like to talk about them instead. Let's talk about Legacy, where my good friend Danny Ground won the 2nd challenge in 2 weeks playing the same deck. This is 4-color Uropile. So again, this is a very good friend of mine from my town, and he has been doing very well in the Magic Online challenges with 4-color Uro. So what happens was that this deck was the best deck. I've talked plenty about this for a few times, and then what happens was that Initiative and then Doomsday came back which are good matchups. But then Juju Bean won the challenge with Timur Delver, and then, Ray Duke and other people played Grixis Delver and did well with that. So now Delver is back. And this deck just praised on Delver so much. I believe one of his win, in 10 rounds that, he won 9-1, he played against 6 Timur Delver, killing them all. So this deck is definitely the Delver killer. You have the white package of Binding Plows, you have the Carpet of Flowers sideboard, and you don't have Up the Beanstalk in this list, you have the One Ring instead, which is a card that, turns the corner, wins the game very quickly. This is also a very, very difficult deck. Like, you can't just pick this up. I would never pick this up. Magic right now is just a very skill-intensive format. As I showed you, Amulet Titan and then this back-to-back, thinking that these are the best decks. But these are the best decks if you're ready to play them. So, this is why it's better to be ready for these decks rather than pick them up, because obviously, some people are young university people or whatever, college people, and they have a lot of time. But most other people can't just pick up a deck and learn it, because that takes, I don't know, months. So it's hard. Magic right nowadays it's a very difficult game, and if you're if you are a fan of a single deck, like for example in Legacy could be like Doomsday or this control deck, it's really good for you right now, because these decks are very well positioned, I believe, and especially this one with the control package. You have to be super careful, super patient, and then eventually turn the corner. And Fourth Orlingus and the One Ring are the cards that let you do that. Of course, this is an Ura deck, so this is the best tool against the Delver deck, because what this deck card does is put your way of bolt range, as well as giving you this recursive threat that dodges Power Blast and etc. Of course, they can surgical post sideboard, but that's why you have extra threats like the Fourth Orlingus. Let's go onto Pauper now, where a very strange new deck popped up, making, I believe, top 4, and has a lot of new cards. So I wanna show it to you. So this is when I say new card, this isn't necessarily, these cards aren't new in general per se, but they're new to Pauper as they got reprinted in Commander Masters as common. And these cards are Lothla Giant and Dread Return. So Dread Return is banned in Modern, which usually isn't a great thing for your Elf of the format, that this card got added to it. But I don't think this deck is necessarily a bomb, but it is definitely a scary one. So what you do is you fill your graveyard with creatures. A Troll and Generous Ant get you creatures. Then you have Stink with Imp that you can cast. It dies, you dredge, you cast. So this one also got downshifted in Commander Masters, and you can fill your graveyard. You also have Branchwood Prowler that can fill your graveyard, and Situ Wayfinder and Scrapwork Mod. So the goal of your deck is just to put a lot of creatures in your graveyard, and then you either cast or flashback, Dread Return, get Lothla Giant, deal a lot of damage. You could also have Acorn Harvest to make squirrels, and then you have Flom the Graveyard, and then you have Gnaw to the Bone to gain a lot of life. So yeah, this is a very interesting deck that I haven't ever seen before. There was for a while a combo deck that played like the Upso spells with Dread Returns, but then that kind of disappeared. The mono blue decks definitely put this deck in check, but this deck preys on this lower deck, like the black-green Gardens and stuff like that. This past weekend I played a Pauper tournament. I played my trusty Boros synthesizer that you can check on my socials, and I love that deck, and despite it doesn't seem like it's great with the matchups, I think you always end up being fine, because it's like super smooth, super low mana curve, and I ended up splitting the final with my team. It was 2 a.m. so we split the next day, though I didn't split. I actually lost the final on another team event, but I was the legacy seat playing blue-black scam. That's my favorite deck, although obviously tremendous bad matchup against the legacy 4-color Uro, so you have the definitely a deck that you want to dodge. But overall, this is going to be it for me for the decks of the weekend. I hope you had a good time listening to this video, and I hope you'll have a great time passing your holidays. I'll be back on stream. I want to stream these days. I like to stream, and I'm home, so despite it's holiday, I'm not going anywhere. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's one YouTube video every day, so stay tuned for some more content, and thank you so much for watching.